trust me, come with a real hip in the front seat. Get my meals, I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sick and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I am Spencer Raxter. We have the esteemed Stick filling in for Easy, who is a little under the weather today, so he couldn't make it in. We have, of course, as always, Chris Platty in the TD booth and JB Smooth on the ones and twos. We got a big show lined up for you guys. A lot of Lions talk, some Pistons talk. What are they going to do about Dwane Casey? Obviously, we're going to preview the Red Wings game tonight and see if that Dylan Larkin contract situation has moved at all. But first things first, I want to get into something bigger than all of us.
Uh-oh.
Bigger than everyone. Bigger than us. It's about the universe. It's about the world. And it's about aliens. Aliens. Because apparently, Chris, can you throw this graphic up? I saw this right before we went on the show. And I was like, we got to talk about this. NASA has now discovered 5,241 other planets outside of their solar system, with 195 of them being Earth-like. And that is from Daily Loud, and their source, I think, is attributed
NASA
as well. Do you have that as well?
Their source is NASA.
Their source.
Yeah, okay. Their source is NASA.
Pretty solid space source.
This is their
There's
actual
the source. Yeah, there's the real source on what's going on.
That's
but
NASA.
this is something that I believed for my entire lifetime, is that aliens are real. Aliens are a real thing. And if you think we're the only planet in the entire universe or galaxy or whatever you want to say that has intelligent life on it, then you're stupid. Stick, how do you feel about aliens and the concept of aliens being out there?
I mean, the government told us that they're out there last year, right?
Yes.
UFOs are real. They had admitted to it, so like they're real. I don't know though. Like that's the thing. I don't know. I've never seen one. I've never conversed with one. I like to think that space is just fascinating to me.
Space is fascinating.
The question that always blows my mind is what's at the end of space.
I don't think it stops. I think it just keeps going.
How? It has to stop
It just
somewhere.
keeps going, man.
But then here's the question: when you figure out where it stops, well, what's on the other side of that? There's got to be something on the other side of the wall. It's just like a wall.
Stops.
Like it's something that has bothered me my entire life.
Yeah.
And I can't figure it out.
Would you rather be lost in space or lost at sea?
Oof.
Like
Probably
open ocean.
Probably open ocean, because at least there's a chance for survival. In space, you're dead. And I'm terrified of the ocean, by the way. That's my biggest fear. Is the ocean and sharks.
We talked. It's
Whales.
a rookie fear. It's a rookie fear.
What's a rookie fear? Sharks?
Being scared of sharks. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Killer whales and dolphins are much scarier than sharks.
I'm not scared of sharks on the land, only in water.
I'm scared of killer whales everywhere because they're going to
put
get
a shark
smarter.
on land, I'll that thing up.
That's fair.
In the water, though, I much respect to sharks.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if we know that
Clop Sauce calling me out early.
What did he say? I don't know. That's why we had to start it with the alien talk, obviously. Club Sauce. Come on. It's the heavyweights. We got to get it going.
It's a little later in the day. It's not like doing the morning show. You know, it's a heavyweights. We could have some fun.
Let it rip a little bit, definitely. And that's, all right, we're going to have some fun here. Let's get into our next topic. Fuck one, marry one, kill one. Right now.
You're actually using the right terminology. I thought we were just going to...
No, we're not saying screw. We're not saying bang. We're letting it hang. Brad Holmes, Steve Yzerman, Troy Weaver.
Oh, God. This is what I walk into?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't want to kill any of them. I like all these guys.
You have to.
And if I'm just talking strictly sports, I'm gonna take a sports route, like not an actual. This is not an actuality. I don't want to do this to any of them. Any of them, any of these three actions, I don't want tied to any of these three men.
I mean, I'd marry one of these guys.
I would not.
Okay.
Not for me.
It's fair.
Happy to officiate your wedding with one of them.
Thank you.
But Troy Weaver, just out of what the teams have accomplished, he's probably lowest of the totem pole, so that eliminates him. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Not going to say it because I still love the man.
With his head.
That's fair.
But he would be the one that got to go.
All right, we'll say court, marry, eliminate.
Eliminate. That's fine.
Right.
I like the start, sit, bench, or cut. Like that. To me, that's a little more like.
That's with players.
But either way, Steve Yzerman. I'd get down with Steve Yzerman.
Get down with Steve Yzerman?
Yeah. He's a smaller guy. You know, I don't want to be manhandled in the bedroom. if it's got to go down, I want a smaller dude.
I also feel like he's very authoritative, though.
Yeah. I can understand that, but Brad Holmes walks in a room. And did you see him slap five with Dan Campbell when they got Panay Sewell? That is a violent man when he wants to be, and I don't want any part of that.
That is fair.
So I would marry Brad Holmes just because he makes proper decisions down the road.
Okay. I like it. I was actually going to say the same thing.
Okay,
that was my order. It would be eliminate Troy, regretfully, court or share a night with Steve Yzerman, however you'd like to say that. Because, Stevie can show you a good time. He's a legend around the city. He'd get you in for free. Wouldn't even have to pay for the drinks. He'd get them for free. It's Steve Yzerman. And then I'd marry Brad Holmes because Brad Holmes has proved that he's here for the long haul, proves he's here for the long term.
I'd trust splitting a bank account with Brad Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
He got finances right for the Lions.
He's a very nice guy, too. Somebody bring home to mom. Brad Holmes is somebody bring home to mom.
Yeah.
So, I'll do. JB, who do you got? What do you got? Let's hear it.
I don't even want to answer this question.
F. Mary Kill. You got to do it.
I don't want to answer
You got to do it.
No one wants to answer this.
On the spot.
We're having a court, marry, eliminate.
All right, court, marry, eliminate.
I'm eliminating Troy Weaver.
Okay.
I'm probably marrying Yzerman, so I'm courting.
Hell yeah, spicy night with Brad Holmes. I
guess it's coming down to that.
Brad Holmes could probably show you a good time. I believe that.
He knows his way around.
He does. Chris?
Chris.
Chris? Yeah.
Chris is like, I'll bang all three of them.
Do we have to choose? So many options, such little time to get into it. No, you gotta eliminate Troy. Love Troy, but you gotta eliminate Troy. That's the obvious one. And I'm with you two. Wild night with Steve, and then you tie down with Brad Holmes. 'Cause Brad Holmes at the end of the day, great asset evaluation. Great asset evaluation, sees potential. And if you're committing to the Lions organization, that lets me know that you're able to put up with dysfunction. So I'll take that.
That's we did not bring that up.
That's a good point.
He can come into my dysfunctional family, fit right in, come in for the holidays.
And I just feel like a night on the town with Steve Yzerman.
And he's got soft hands.
He's got very soft hands. Yeah, you can teach his your golf game.
Yeah, great stick control. Nice grip.
Bruh.
Now that I'm thinking this through, I think we nailed it.
Yeah, I 100% think we nailed it. I can't think of any other options. So, there it is. There it is. That's what happens. And
that's what happens when Easy has Folga.
That's what happens when Easy has Folga. Easy does have Folga. So
damn, Lolo is going around.
Yeah, you weren't here for that, but
I was not.
Chris read the Spanish injury report for the Lions and Green Bay game, and one of them was Folga. He's like, "Oh, he's got the Folga," and so Easy's got Folga right now.
Oh, he's got the Folga.
Oh, he's got the Folga. All right. Now, on a more serious note, let's talk about, we were talking about it a little bit before the show started, about Aaron Rodgers. There's been a lot of news about him possibly getting traded. He obviously wasn't happy with Green Bay. We saw him do his corny-ass walk-off with Randall Cobb, posing for the 30 for 30 on his way off the field after he got spanked by the Lions in Lambeau. And you said you wouldn't trade 2 first-round picks.
I would not. Not for Aaron Rodgers.
No?
Hell no. For Aaron Rodgers 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm all in. For the ghost of Aaron Rodgers?
He was the MVP 2 seasons ago.
That was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't beaten the Lions in 3 tries. That's a season and a half.
That's fair.
He's just not the same guy. Plus, he's a bad teammate.
He is a bad teammate.
When you're a good player, you could be a bad teammate. When you're a bad player and a bad teammate, and the Jets are the ones talking about doing it, right? Woody Johnson, I believe his name is.
Yes.
Why trade one guy that your locker room hates for another guy your locker room hates?
That's fair.
And it just doesn't make sense.
Sidebar. That's an all-time name. Woody Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great name. Great sport. That's up there with Dick Butkus. Just great sports names.
Definitely.
Yeah, but in the Jets' point of view, though, you wouldn't do. You're a quarterback away from being a legitimate contender in the AFC. The Packers have already said they're not trading him to any NFC teams. They're not going to trade him within the conference.
Right.
So it's going to have to be a team in the AFC and a Jets team that, like I said, they look like they're a quarterback away with some playmakers out there. Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall coming back. Obviously, a great defense under Rob Saleh. Yeah, Michael Carter plays well. You wouldn't do that if you were a quarterback away and Aaron Rodgers. The back-to-back MVP, 2 of the past 3 seasons?
I would. If I'm the Jets, I don't do it because that means you only have a 2 to 3 year window, right? That means that's it. You're going all in, and after that, you really have no plan, and now you have no assets. So if you're going to do like the Rams did and go all in with the Matthew Stafford and think that's the guy that can get you over the hump, fine, go ahead, do it. It worked out for the Rams.
Yes.
Did not work out for the Denver Broncos.
Did not work out for the Denver
Broncos.
So
you're kind of 50-50 on seeing that recently. Are you willing to take that risk? And is it Aaron Rodgers? I don't like Aaron. Yeah. You know I don't like him as a person.
Yes,
right?
I agree.
That's right off the cuff. But I just don't trust Aaron Rodgers at all. Plus, it's a $60 million hit to your cap.
That's a lot of money.
$60 million. What up, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know if you do it, but you got to think about what's the alternative. Like, if you're the Jets, you're clearly a quarterback away. You clearly have to make a quarterback move. What is the option if it's not Aaron Rodgers?
There's Derek Carr that's hitting the free agency market.
I mean, do you like those more, though, than Aaron Rodgers is my question to you.
Yeah. Would you rather have Derek Carr or Aaron Rodgers if you're the Jets?
Right now, there's
Tom Brady.
What's that?
There is Tom Brady as well.
Tom Brady's not leaving Florida. He's going to the Dolphins. Or if he leaves Florida, he's going to the desert.
You think he's going to Vegas?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want Aaron Rodgers on my squad. I don't think he's enough to put me over the top. I really don't. Not at this point in his career. I mean, you saw him against the Lions this year. Kirby Joseph owns Aaron Rodgers.
He does. But he was dealing with an injury all season.
Okay. Yeah, because you're old.
He's old. He gives himself enemas. He gives himself enemas, which I don't know if you heard about that. Did you hear about that?
I did not hear about that, but it does not surprise me with Aaron Rodgers. He probably then sits there and is like, oh, yes. My enema. Like, that's what Aaron Rodgers does in the offseason. Gives himself enemas and smells it.
Yeah, I would believe that. I think we have the sources for that statement as well. And it's just a very good position to be in if you're the Jets, though. I think you can go all in. You have that championship window of a young defense, young playmakers, don't got to pay these guys, and you're a quarterback away. And it's not – I just don't know how the Packers would trade him.
It's a good deal for the Packers, honestly, I think. Like, I'm more concerned about the Packers getting 2 first rounds than losing Aaron Rodgers in the division. Like, I want Aaron Rodgers to stay with the Packers. You would
rather Aaron Rodgers stay with the Packers?
At a $60 million cap hit with a declining Rodgers, yeah. I would prefer him to stay there and them not have draft capital.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Especially because, like you said, Kirby Joseph owns Aaron Rodgers. You hear that, A-Raj? A rookie safety who's only played the position for 2 years. Owns you. So we'll see what goes on with that, but we're definitely going to talk a lot about the Lions and some Pistons today, so bear with us. We're going to talk about the Pistons, but first let me tell you about Big Boy and comfort foods from Big Boy, because wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try their classic meatloaf or Cajun chicken Alfredo. What about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. The Lumberjack, Santa Fe Garden, or Blockbuster. Make sure you stop by your local Big Boy today and satisfy those taste buds.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Market, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms with trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. They got all the best deals where they beat all competitors by $5. $5. That's a lot. But while you're there, don't forget to pick up Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Sweet Beauty Brazilian lotions, all great options. ChiliPeppersTanning.com, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I, of course, am Spencer Raxter, and we have the esteemed Sam Stick Day filling in for Easy, who has the Folga. And you guys know we got the crew behind the scenes, JB and Chris, making us look good, making sure we sound good. We just got done talking about Aaron Rodgers and the potential of him running away from the Packers at the first sign of controversy. Running away from his $100 million deal at the first sign of controversy. But I can be an MVP anywhere.
Yeah, I don't have to do that. I can leave $100 million guaranteed on the table, no problem.
You, Sir Stick, were one game away from having to wear that man's jersey for an entire year.
Oh, my God.
An entire year of Aaron Rodgers. How did that bet surface? Obviously, we know what it resulted in, but have you been in contact with Pat McAfee or Evan Foxy or their show at all to figure out what's going on with that, the logistics-wise?
Yeah, so if you didn't hear, Pat McAfee was talking about Detroit when he had Aaron Rodgers on and saying that Dan Campbell hot dogged him, wouldn't come on the show, was saying, this Mike's going to be hot on Monday, so you better win that game, and, just kind of threw out some threats, but, just in fun, it seemed like. But then Detroit got on him on Twitter, man. They went at Pat McAfee to the point where he issued a nice little apology, and I replied to it. The apology's nice, but in my world, the apology's got to be as loud as the disrespect.
Yeah.
So let's make a little bet. If the Lions win, you come here to Detroit, do a show. If the Lions lose, I'll wear a stupid Aaron Rodgers jersey for an entire year. He took the bet on Twitter. They said, yep, let's do it. TJ Lang, get a charity together. We'll make it happen. About halftime of that game, man, I was sweating my ass. Like, you guys were there. I was getting hammered that night because part of that was nerves that I was going to have to wear an Aaron Rodgers jersey for a damn year.
That's fair.
And after all the crap I gave Jeff about not shaving his head, it was like, I got to be a man of my word. I got to do it. Otherwise, I'm a punk. So, yeah, I've been in touch with Foxy. It is going to happen. Logistics are a little tough getting their whole damn show out here, hotels, setting it up and all that. But it is going to happen. I don't have the exact date yet, but we've been back and forth. He acknowledged it on the show. So, Pat McAfee, come to Detroit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We got to get him in the studio.
Yeah.
Have him on one of the shows, have him talk about it.
Yeah. No, I at least got to have a beer with the guy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because I almost wore an Aaron Rodgers jersey for a damn year.
Yeah, that would have been scary.
Dude.
That would have been a tough year.
He's still nervous, and it's over.
Yeah,
I know, man. Because it's one of those things where you just throw it out on Twitter. I didn't expect him to reply.
No,
it was like, oh,
thought he'd big time you. Yeah,
yeah, of course they big time me, and that's why I made it so insane, a year of a jersey. Because I knew if it was or I'll come do a broadcast from your network, they'd be like, dude, who the hell is this kid? So I knew it had to be something off the wall, and it worked. But then I was like, oh, damn, now I gotta buy an Aaron Rodgers jersey.
That'd be the worst part.
I know.
Nasty.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's nasty.
That's nasty.
I thought that was you, JB, talking. I was like, damn, JB.
Purchasing the jersey would have been the worst part.
Yeah.
That demoralizing and just. But didn't happen. Lions won. Aaron Rodgers sucks, and here we are.
Dan Campbell showed up. Aaron Rodgers, like you said, did the walk-off with his arm around Randall Cobb. You know,
was so whack.
His teammates were reposting that picture and blacking out the scoreboard. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Just what a beautiful way to end that asshole season.
And welcome to Detroit, Pat.
Yeah.
And that is just awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Good times.
It should be very good. But something that wasn't fun. Something that wasn't awesome was the Pistons' performance last night against the Milwaukee Bucks, who we saw pulling off, going to they were in the hotel right over there, and pulled during the show, pulled in front of the studio and drove off, had the police escort and everything. So, and then they went out there and absolutely dismantled the Pistons. I think it was 82 points in the first half.
It was 49 in the first quarter.
49 in the first quarter.
49!
They finished the game with 150 points in regulation.
But in fairness, the Pistons had 130.
Pistons had 130 for sure.
Let's look on the bright side.
On the bright side, Jalen Dorian had a fantastic game.
Somebody's got to put up points.
14 rebounds. Is impressive. But I saw a lot of Pistons fans on Twitter are fed up with Dwane Casey and what's going on with him, and are asking for his head, asking for their pound of flesh, asking for him to be removed from his position as head coach of the Pistons. How do you feel about that? And do you think are you putting blame on Dwane Casey for the lack of at least hustle on defense?
Maybe some of the strategy, maybe some of the hustle, but I'm not putting it all on Dwane Casey. I mean, this roster is what it is. I think it's like the second youngest in the league. You know, they're a growing team. You need a coach like Dwane Casey to get them through these growing pains. Then you turn it over to a guy who can turn it up a notch. And I don't think Dwane Casey's going anywhere anyways. So people that hate him, sorry. He may not be the coach, but he's going to do like a Brad Stevens for Boston. He's going to move into the upper office. He's going to be a part of this Pistons organization for a very long time. Him and Troy Weaver are like this.
Very tight.
So, like, the more we bash Dwane Casey, the dumber it's going to make you look down the road. So just understand that this is part of the process. And I hate that, trust the process. I'm not trusting the process. I'm not sure if it's ever going to happen, but I'm understanding that they know he isn't the guy down the road. So why am I freaking out?
This season means nothing anyways.
Right, but this season has been a regression, I think.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the past 2 years, at least, like, the year they got Beef Stew, and the year they got Sadiq Bey, at least that year they were losing but competitive, and it was like, oh, this is fun to watch. Like, they're in every game. And then last year, you get Cade Cunningham, and it's like, okay, we're watching Cade grow. This year,
it's just death.
Ass beating after ass beating after ass beating.
It is tough to watch. Obviously, a lot of that factors into the fact that Cade Cunningham is out for the year. And he's not going to be playing for the year, so that is something that you have to look at and factor into. But I agree with you that Dwane Casey, when he does eventually get moved on from as the head coach, he will be moved up into the front office or somewhere, maybe a player development, head of player development. You can get Beeline out of there and put Dwane Casey in that position, because I've talked with Brandon Kool-Aid, our Pistons beat writer, about this multiple times. Like you said, they're very close, Troy Weaver and Dwane Casey. And Troy Weaver needs people he can trust. He factors that in a lot about people he can trust, and he trusts Dwane Casey wholeheartedly. So that he will be moved on from at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if it was at the end of this year or in the very coming soon. But he's not going to go anywhere. He's still going to be in the Pistons organization.
They need to shock the system, maybe with a young coach or something like that. But I don't want to see Dwane Casey go. I mean, the whole reason they're building this program, this isn't just come in and, hey, we're going to try to throw things at the wall. This is a program that Troy Weaver and Dwane Casey worked on. That's part of the reason why the G League team was brought to Detroit. It's just so they could practice and bring players up and down and learn the system. And, they did this very well in Toronto. That's where Fred VanVleet came from, was their system and how they grew guys. So just be patient with it. But when you're stacking a number 1 overall, a number 5 overall, Killian Hayes a number 7 overall, but let's talk Sadiq Bey and Stu in that draft, and then you get a Jalen Dorian. That's 6 solid players in the last 3 years. They should be showing signs of life soon.
Yes, they should be doing something. And maybe they're just tanking for Wemby. Maybe that's the situation you look at, and can't hate them if they do.
Both these people, Public Enemy and Southpaw Slabs, in the WoodwardSports.com chat, bringing up Bill Laimbeer. I've been screaming for Bill Laimbeer to be the head coach of the Pistons for a very long time. Like, for the last 3 head coaches. Like, when they brought in John Kuester, I wanted Bill Laimbeer.
That was a terrible decision.
Yes, I wanted Bill Laimbeer. What else does the guy have to do? If we want to claim that the WNBA is close to the NBA and it's fundamental basketball and the product is similar, that's what I hear from the NBA. Doesn't the NBA try to pitch us that?
They do.
Well, why can't a guy that wins multiple championships there even get a look as a coach? I don't understand why Bill Laimbeer isn't the guy here in Detroit right now.
I don't really want Bill Laimbeer as the head coach.
Yeah, you're young, though.
I respect what Bill Laimbeer did for the city. I respect for the type of player he was and his coaching career in the WNBA, but I think the NBA head coaches are getting younger and younger, much like the NFL, where they're obviously Greg Popovich is an anomaly. I saw you looking at me like that because you're probably going to say Popovich. But
no, I was just going to say, like, the chicks he was coaching in the WNBA are the same age as these NBA players. Like, he knows the generation.
It's different with the NBA where you have these young players coming in there and making $20 million a year.
That's true.
I don't know Bill Laimbeer's coaching style per se, but based off of how he was as a player, I feel like he'd be a very aggressive coach, and I don't know if that's the best idea for a young group of men. He does win.
Then that's the only coaching style I care about.
That's but
that's all I care about, man. Like
it's a different era though of basketball. And
so you want Chauncey to come back then? I mean, like Chauncey get his teeth wet, like, or get his, I
wouldn't mind Ime Udoka.
Cut his teeth. Udoka?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I got nobody on the staff.
Hide your wife, hide your kids.
Yeah, none of my loved ones work on the staff, so I wouldn't mind Ime Udoka in there. But there's a lot of options. They're obviously going to do a very diligent search. A lot of people talk about Jerry Stackhouse being an option, different things like that.
Yeah.
I'd have to wait and see and really dive into what candidates were out there. Bill Laimbeer, he's an option, but he wouldn't be my favorite option at this point.
Yeah, I've just been screaming for him for. I just want to see him. I just want to see what he can do.
Give him a shot.
Just give him a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, we gave Michael Curry a shot back in the day. Like I said, we gave Kuster a shot.
Lawrence Frank.
Lawrence Frank. Yeah. Lawrence Frank was supposedly a child genius. He made it with the Nets when Jason Kidd and Kerry Kittle were playing. That's why he became what he was. But he's a Detroit legend. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet, but bring all those guys back, man. Bring Isaiah in. Bring Bill Laimbeer in. We can make good with Joe Dumars. Bring him back. He doesn't have to make all the decisions anymore, but bring those guys back. It's important to honor your culture.
That's for sure. I agree with that. I don't know. I don't know how I would have to look at Bill Laimbeer's coaching style and see how that meshes with the modern NBA, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. It's definitely going to be something that we look into eventually, but before we go into break, I need you, Stick, to tell us about Swiss Insurance.
Swiss Insurance. I'm telling you, whatever you need. You got a boat? They insure it. You got a truck? They insure it. You got a house? They insure it. You got people that live in your house? They insure those too. Whatever you need, Swiss Insurance covers it, and it's real easy. Just email my man Mark at SwissINS.com and tell him what you need. That is Mark at SwissINS.com. And you know what? Right now, even if you don't need insurance, hit him up and say that you heard about him on Woodward Sports. Just do us a favor. Shoot him an email. Say, hi, Mark, from Woodward Sports. Mark at SwissINS.com.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com. What up, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on woodwardsports.com. You know who we are. You know where we are. We just got done talking about potential options for the Detroit Pistons if they move on from Dwane Casey. And in the woodwardsports.com chat, Jay Wilfan says, Stick and Spencer, you guys should coach the Pistons.
Yeah, I'm down, man.
I took coaching basketball in college.
What type of offense would you want to run? Because I coached a Little League team in Walled Lake, and we lost in the championship, but we got there.
Yeah. Hey,
we got
facts. We run the triangle.
You like the triangle?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a big motion
Princeton
guy.
Offense.
But But yeah, that's fine.
We can do motion. I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Ivy, I think we do have a player that can be featured in the triangle.
Yeah. Are we going to run the Jazz offense and just pick and roll every single play?
Yeah, I don't think we got the guys for that right now. We don't got anybody that can pick and pop. Yeah, that's what we need.
That's fair.
We need somebody that can pick and pop if we're going to do that. But
Stewart?
We got the speed for motion offense.
That's for sure. I wouldn't mind that. We got to focus on the defense, though. That's for sure.
The defense is atrocious right now. That's the biggest problem.
I don't know how you can fix that defense.
Just go zone.
Trade Bogdanovich.
Cover up your weaknesses. Go zone.
You can't play zone. A
little box and one, and call it a day.
All right. I don't mind that. Except, no. But
box and one, Terrence Ross.
There's our pitch, Troy Weaver. Hire us as co-coaches for the Detroit Pistons.
Yes.
Stick and Spencer will bring a new brand of basketball to the D.
And I guarantee we'll beat the hell out of people. Like, I'll encourage fighting.
Yeah, me too.
We'll bring on one guy on the team that we just sub in just to beat the hell out of people.
We're going to have a forearm specialist. That's his whole goal is to get kicked out of every game he plays in.
Yeah, he's got 6 fouls to use. And if he doesn't use them, he's getting fined.
He's getting fined for sure. Yep. I like that a lot. But enough with the Pistons. I know you guys don't want to hear about the Pistons as much as I want to talk about the Pistons. We're going to talk about the Lions because that's all you care about. And obviously we saw Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills get ditched out of the playoffs thanks to, a guy named Patrick Mahomes. It was a little crazy. But you look at thanks to Joe Burrow, who might be better than Patrick Mahomes. We'll see this weekend.
Flannel Sam just had a heart attack somewhere.
You look at Josh Allen, he's going to be getting a $40 million raise next season. And so that somewhat closes the window of the Bills because when you allocate that much money to your quarterback, you can't really put pieces around him to help him win at the big spots. The Lions, on the other hand, they have a quarterback who's not taking up as much money as Josh Allen is. They have a lot of young pieces. They have a lot of options they can go next year.
Are you saying Jared Goff is a market value?
He is his contract right now. Yes, it is solid. How open is the Lions window for greatness? How open is the Lions window to actually compete for a Super Bowl? How long can they keep this up before they really have to start paying some of these guys?
The good news is the Lions are built a little different than the Bills, right? The Bills went out and got a Stephon Diggs. The Bills, like you said, they're predicated around their quarterback. I look at the Lions more like the 49ers. They're building a complete team.
I agree.
You got a lot of these guys on rookie contracts, so the quarterback position, it is important, and as much as I love Jared Goff, I do think that the system does benefit him because it's a solid system. And that's nothing against Goff. You have to be good in that system, and he's better than good in that system. The Lions window, to me, is a lot more open than the Bills is at this point.
Okay.
Because the Lions are trending up. Did the Bills trend up this year?
No, I wouldn't say. They kind of stalled.
It's either they treaded water or they fell back a little bit. They started out the year, I believe I heard a stat, they're the first Super Bowl favorite to not make it to the conference championship game since in like 8 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on the exact 8 years, but it's been like 6, 7, 8 years. So that shows a lot. There was a lot of expectations on that team this year. They had the talent. In the long run, they just couldn't get it done. And that's kind of been the history of the Buffalo Bills, even when they did get to the Super Bowl.
Sidebar, would you rather be a Detroit Lions fan where you've never been to a Super Bowl and you've never even tasted that?
Or lose 4 in a row?
Or a Bills fan where you get there 4 times and lose 4 in a row? Because that, I feel, would be gut-wrenching.
As a Lions fan who's never even tasted it, I want to get there. I want to taste it.
4 in a row losing,
I understand.
That would, I don't know if I'd be criminally insane at that point.
Yeah, but I hate holding it against people when they get there, right? Yeah. Like people, as much as I hate LeBron, what's his finals record? Not great.
Not great.
But he got to the finals.
Yes. It's fair. But still,
tough to hold that against him.
As a fan watching it and just being like, all right, this is our year, and getting there, and it being your year until the last day of the year. And then next year, you're like, all right, this is our year, and it being your year until the last day of the year. And that happening 4 times in a row would be some of the most mind-numbing insanity-inducing fan experience I could even imagine.
Yeah, well, Michigan fans are 2 years deep. 2 more years of getting knocked out in the first round of the college playoffs. They'll be able to speak on it.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's tough, man. It's tough, but come on, man. Even if the Lions got to the Super Bowl at this point, we're partying our ass off.
For sure.
That week leading up to the Super Bowl. Now, maybe by the fourth one, after you've been kicked in the nuts 3 times, it's like, but come on, first one would be insane.
You're still loving it. Yeah, if you get there and lose once. Yeah, that feels good, definitely. But 4 years in a row, that would just be. I don't know if my fragile little heart could take that. I'd keel over by the third one.
But listen, we're getting there. That means you're winning playoff games. Yes. That means you're winning your division. Your regular season's going okay. So, like, those are all the things you got to take into consideration. I mean, how much would you kill for a divisional title?
A lot.
How much would you kill for a playoff win?
A lot. Yeah.
So. It does suck, the end result, if you knew the end result, but I'm still taking that journey every time.
The ride is worth the fall.
Yep.
I feel that.
Yep.
I feel that to a point, definitely. And you look at what the Lions are doing now, and I like how you said that they're closer to the 49ers, because they are. They're building that elite defense. You're looking at the Aiden Hutchinson trying to be your Joey Bosa. You got that blue chip pass rush. You hope he's there forever. You're hitting in the later rounds, that's how you build a. Neil said dynasty and people freaked out, so I'm not going to say that. I'll just say sustained success.
I was going to say it depends on how you define a dynasty, right?
How you have sustained success in the NFL is hitting with those late round picks.
Yeah.
Is making your 3rd or 4th or 5th round picks, 6th in this case, be contributors, be starters, be guys you can count on. But also, when you look at this, pretty soon they're going to have to pay Penei Sewell. They're going to have to pay Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're going to have to pay Aiden Hutchinson. They're going to have to pay Malcolm Rodriguez. They're going to have to pay Kirby Joseph. And those are guys that are showing that they could possibly be pinnacles of your franchise.
How much do you trust Brad Holmes?
Implicitly.
Okay. Some of those guys, you're right. They're going to have to pay. Yes. Other of those guys are going to be replaced by other draft picks.
I would say at least you are 1,000% paying Penei Sewell.
Yes.
And Aiden Hutchinson.
Correct.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
St. Brown is high on that list. Malcolm Rodriguez, you think you'll be able to find another Malcolm Rodriguez. Yes. We love him. Yes. He's a good guy, but you could probably find another. And that's where, like, the Brad Holmes factor makes me breathe a little bit easier. Do we lose Amon-Ra St. Brown? Yes. Does Brad Holmes find a replacement in the 3rd round?
Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah. So, like, it's nice having competent management to where you can do those things and know that the guy that found these players is going to find more players.
He can do it again.
This isn't a mirage. If it was just a 1-year hit with Amon-Ra St. Brown, be like, you got lucky in the 4th round. Yeah, good guy. But this year, holy hell.
It just keeps happening.
It just keeps getting better, and it keeps getting later.
Yes.
2 6th-round picks.
Yeah, he's like
unrestricted free agents.
Yeah, just amazing picks, amazing. And I agree with you on that. If you believe in Brad Holmes, you believe what he's building, he should be able to replace guys over and over. But that's not something us as Lions fans have seen.
We're not used to that.
We're not used to that feeling of he'll get somebody good like the Patriots or the 49ers or somebody like that are just like, yeah, he'll get somebody. They'll find a corner. They'll find a safety.
Yep. But also what we're not used to is losing good players and understanding it's okay.
That's true.
Usually when a Darius Slay leaves, it's, well, there goes the defense.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be that way under this regime. We're going to lose good players. You're going to lose good coaches. You're going to lose OCs.
Yeah.
Lions fans just aren't like, if Ben Johnson would have left, the crying that would have gone on, and like the fire drill, what's going to happen next year? We're not going to be like,
we'd still be talking about
that's all everybody would be talking about. But eventually Ben Johnson's going to leave. We need to understand that. And that's what happens to good teams.
Yeah.
How many great coaches has Bill Belichick left? Now, when they went on their own, they didn't turn into great coaches. But how many OCs? How many DCs?
A lot.
And it's next up. Look at Kyle Shanahan. He just lost Robert Saleh.
Yeah. D'Amico Ryans comes in and defense is better than ever.
So, like, that's one thing I want to implore to Lions fans. As the team gets better, people are going to get poached. But management is smart enough now to find replacements.
Yeah, that is fair.
We don't have to hold on to everything like it's the last one we're ever going to have.
And I think they showed us that so early in Brad Holmes' tenure when he came in. Obviously, the Stafford trade was huge because it's all right, we're getting that would have never happened under previous Lions owners or previous Lions GMs to where I love Matthew Stafford. He never would have been able to get, let out of there. Wouldn't have been able to walk out the door. Brad Holmes said, no, we're rebuilding. We don't need you right now. We're going to go get assets.
Well, and let's give a shout out to Sheila Hamp, too.
Yes.
Because other stars have asked to move along in the past, and other management didn't let it happen. She let Brad Holmes trade him.
She did. And she allowed Brad Holmes to do what he does and not re-sign a guy like Kenny Galladay. How often do you see Lions overpaying for these guys that played well for them, that had a good season for them, that they drafted, making sure they stayed? They let Kenny Galladay go. He got a bag from the Giants, and he's trash. So it's like, these aren't things that we've been used to.
Right.
But they are what make good teams good. They're what make good franchises good, and how you continue to have success in the NFL.
Yeah, and it's not always about what Brad Holmes is, the moves he's made. It's about the moves he hasn't made. Like, just case in point, the Kenny Galladay move. And it's just so nice.
It is nice.
It's so nice to have somebody that's intelligent, to have somebody that can actually have a pulse of what a player is going to be. And scouting's in his history. So that's something that has really benefited the Detroit Lions.
Especially how refreshing it is from just the previous regime. Of a Dan Quinn and Matt Patricia overpaying for a Jamie Collins, overpaying for a Trey Flowers, kicking out all the good players that wanted to be here, and then signing these bums that they're still dealing with, that are still on the books, but they're working their way around.
They're starting to fall off the books now.
They're starting to fall off the books. And after next season, they will be completely off the books. So
2024 is the season for the Lions. I know everybody's excited about next year, but 2024, that's the year.
You've seen what Brad Holmes can do. Wait until he has some cash to throw around.
Right.
Wait until he has some money in his pocket where he can go out and get a difference maker.
And another year of the Lions being desirable.
Another year of the Lions being desirable. Hopefully another year of Ben Johnson, but we'll see. We'll answer that more later. We got a 5-pack of questions from JB about the Lions that we're going to get into. But first, let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness is the official studio sponsor of the Woodward Sports Network, also home to the Judgment Free Zone, where you can work out for just $10 a month or upgrade to the Black Card for unlimited guest privileges, hydro massage, and more. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Alta, where uptime matters. And if you don't know what uptime is, it's getting your project done. If you're like me, sometimes you start things and it takes forever. You don't have the right equipment and you just quit in the middle of it, like my privacy fence in the backyard. If I would have called Alta, I could have had an auger that wasn't a one-man where I ripped my damn back off. You know why? Because they got the equipment to get the job done, whether it's small like a privacy fence or you're putting together a whole damn building. Alta is the equipment company for you. Call 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Uptime.
What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I am Spencer Raxter. We have the esteemed Sam Stick Day filling in for Easy, who has the folga. We got JB.
The folga? What is folga?
It was the Spanish.
Is it like foot?
Illness. I'm not sure. It was one of the.
I'm going to read into it. Don't worry.
It was one of the reasons a Packers player were out. It's just.
Like rest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's even funnier.
Easy's hopefully getting a lot of folga, and we have some reasons why you guys think that Easy isn't here in the Woodward Sports chat. Mike Hilton said Easy and Spence got into a huge fight, and that's actually true. You know, we got some pizza the other day in the back, courtesy of Chubby Charlie's. We were eating it, and
pickle pizza.
Everybody was here, the whole Woodward Sports team, and there was one piece left, and Easy took it. and it didn't sit well with me. So we got into a fight, and he hasn't talked to me since. So
Easy got that diabetes.
He's got diabetes.
Diabetes.
Well, we'll hopefully get past that. And we just got done talking about the Lions and their championship aspirations, their playoff hopes, and the window they have to get it all done in. And a big part of that window resides in one Sir Jared Reginald Goff Esquire. And you
can call him Daddy.
You, sir,
president of the fan club.
Wrote an article.
I did.
The president of the Jared Goff fan club, I will have you know, wrote an article about a quarterback in the draft.
I did.
That the Lions should target.
I did.
That one quarterback's name is Dorian Thompson-Robinson out of UCLA.
That's my guy.
What makes him so appealing to you? What do you think makes him so appealing to the Detroit Lions?
So, like, I'm a fantasy football nerd. I'm in a dynasty league where if you draft a rookie, you get him for 5 years, and, like, it's a big keeper league. So I go hard on offensive skill positions and watching film, watching tape, because I'm drafting for my team that I care immensely about. And I've hit on many draft picks. I won't go into it because nobody else cares about anybody else's fantasy football team, but drafting in my dynasty league is kind of my skill.
Yes.
So I watch a lot of film on these guys. I break it down, and what I've seen out of him is he's kind of the best of both worlds. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of people are looking for a pocket passer, somebody with a big arm that can get the ball to J-Mo. And another group of people want somebody with some legs that can extend plays and get it going. He does not have the absolute quickness of a Justin Fields, but he does have the field awareness. He does have foot speed. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing that I wrote in the article that I watch when I'm watching film on him is he keeps his head down the field. You know, a lot of young quarterbacks, when they're under pressure, they like to put their head down and get to a spot, then look up to see what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
He is always aware, and he steps up into the pocket, rarely back. I like him if you can get him in the 4th round. I'm not, and that's part of the reason why I like him.
Yes,
he's not going to be a first-round draft capital guy, and I'm okay with that. I do not want to spend any first-round draft capital on any part of the offense. Mm-hmm. That's defense only. Defense only for the first 3 rounds, in my opinion.
Wow.
Okay. What does the offense need?
No, that's fair.
What does the offense need?
That's a lot of picks, though.
Yeah. They need it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the defensive investment they spent last year, and it paid off.
You don't want to see him grab a running back in the 2nd round?
No. I mean, now the way running backs go in the NFL now, you can get really good ones in the 4th round, 5th round. Like, look at Dameon Pierce this year.
It's true.
You know?
That's very true. I looked at this guy, DTR, and as you know, me and Easy have been labeled the Goff haters, the Goff bashers, the Goff truthers, whatever you'd like to call us.
No, you hate him.
But you see what he did at UCLA. Obviously, his senior season, he completed almost 70% of his passes. He was over 3,800 total yards. Had almost 40 touchdowns. He finished with 39 total touchdowns. Like, the guy is a menace out there. He takes care of the ball. He only had 10 interceptions to go with those 39 touchdowns. And throughout his career at UCLA, where he was a 5-year player, he amassed over 10,000 yards passing on 63%. 88 touchdowns through the air, almost 2,000 yards on the ground with almost 30 touchdowns on the ground. Like you said, this guy is a dual threat guy. He is a guy that can move around. He is a guy that can step up in the pocket and make some things happen. And it is something, like you said, you don't have to waste one of those first-round picks on. He's not a guy that's going to be flying off the board early. He is a guy you can get in the later rounds. And Brad Holmes has come out and been very vocal about saying there is a lot of merit to sitting a guy behind a quarterback like Jared Goff, to drafting a quarterback and letting him come up under a guy like Jared Goff and then putting him in the starting rotation. So this is a guy that I could see the Lions targeting. I'm not sure where they'll go quarterback. I 100% think they're drafting a quarterback this year. I'm not sure where exactly that'll be, but I would not be mad if they grab DTR in the mid-rounds.
Out of the last couple quarterback draft classes, who's been good? Actually, who's been great?
Trevor Lawrence. Joe Burrow. Yeah. Hard stop.
Exactly. Herbert, maybe
yeah.
1.5-ish of that talk. But throw in Zach Wilson, throw in Trey Lance, throw in Justin Fields, throw in Mac Jones.
You can't throw in Trey Lance like that.
I am. I am, for argument's sake. All right? Like, if I'm going by stats and what he's done on the field.
He only played like one game.
The best ability is availability, and homeboy can't stay healthy. So, either way, we could throw Trey Lance out of the conversation. Right. Hitting on that unicorn quarterback isn't as easy as a lot of people think it is.
Yeah.
And even when you, look at the Jets, they just spent the number 2 overall pick on Zach Wilson, and they're already talking, we talked about it earlier, trading away 2 more first-round picks.
Yeah.
That's 3 first-round picks for your quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
That kills a franchise. You can't do that. And look at what happened in Arizona. Josh Rosen, number 10 overall pick.
Yeah.
Then the next year they re-up with Kyler Murray, who they have fired Cliff Kingsbury. I don't want to get playing in that game. That's what scares me so much about, and that's why I was trying to caution you and Easy so much about getting rid of Goff. It's fun to say, well, the Kansas City, they did it with Patrick Mahomes. It's like, okay, but how many Patrick Mahomes are there?
Yeah, I think you have to take the chance at some point.
You do.
You can't just stay complacent. And you see people in the comment talking about Hurts.
Jalen Hurts has fallen into the greatest position for any quarterback.
And that is a position that you could fall into with the Detroit Lions.
Exactly.
They're building a very similar roster.
Who couldn't win right now in Philly?
A lot. Yeah, you're right. But also, he has a different ability, a different skill set to where you can use that, to where you can use those weapons, use that offensive line, use his legs,
correct,
as well as his arm to get open.
They built the team before they got the quarterback,
and that's what the Lions are doing right now.
And I love that.
And they're a quarterback away on offense. You said yourself, go 3 straight rounds of defense. So the only thing they would need on offense would be that stud quarterback.
I am concerned of the backup quarterback situation here in Detroit. It's not just about me thinking Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is the guy for the next 2-3 years. Is he the guy for the next 4 to 8? Probably not. And I'm okay admitting that. I love Jared Goff. I love what he's proven. I especially love how smart he's made me look this year. So thank you, Jared Goff. I appreciate you for that. Because imagine if Goff sucked this year.
Oh, yeah.
You guys would have beat my ass with that forever.
Yeah.
Remember what you thought Jared Goff would, like we do with Maz and Malik Willis?
Yeah.
You don't want that. You don't want that hanging on you.
No, you don't.
Not around here.
You don't. You definitely don't. And there is something to be said about Jalen Hurts being a second-round draft pick. There is something to be said about these guys that are going later and later in different rounds that you could be able to grab and be able to put them in a position to where they can succeed. And like you said, the Eagles had a ready-built roster, ready to go, and that's what the Lions are doing. I believe, like you said, the Lions' offense, I personally think they still need a running back, and depending on what they do with Chark, a kind of big body receiver on the outside. But other than that, they are a quarterback. They have the offensive line. They have a guy in Amon-Ra St. Brown who catches everything, a burner in Jamison Williams, and multiple tight ends that can get the job done. So you put a quarterback in there, they could do very well for themselves. But right now, Jared Goff is the guy, like you said. Jared Goff is the guy going forward. And the backup situation is the Lions have expectations now.
Yeah, C.J. Beathard's not going to get it done.
Yeah, it's not. You can't do it with those guys. You can't. Obviously, you saw when the former Lions backups, Tim Boyle and David Blau, started on the last week of the season and looked like hot garbage. Now the Lions have expectations. Now 2 games, 1 game like this year is enough to keep you out of the playoffs. So God forbid next year Jared Goff gets hurt. He breaks a finger, he cracks a rib, he sprains an ankle, and has to miss a game or 2. Well, if you don't have a backup, you're done.
That's what sold me on Goff, honestly, his initial year here in Detroit.
Yeah.
Was it a banner year, them winning 3 games? No. But you saw the major difference. The offense wasn't great when Goff was in, but it was horrendous when Goff was out. And that's where I really bought into what Goff is. All right, he's kind of making it work with nothing. Mm-hmm. Imagine if you give this guy some tools. And that's what happened this year. You started to see they gave him some tools, a better offensive coordinator. It's a little more fun. Amon-Ra St. Brown in his second year, a healthy running back situation. What he did his first year in that 3-win season with that dog crap of a team impressed me more than what he did this year.
Yeah.
It showed me more.
I agree with you. He went out there, but this year he seemed more confident. He seemed more ready, and obviously had better weapons. And when we talked about it, Easy and I, we said that Jared Goff is all right. He's proven that he can win in the league.
He's all right.
But he's not the guy that'll put you over the hump.
I think he's a guy that can put you over the hump.
And the Lions aren't at the hump yet, so they don't have to worry about it.
Correct.
They're slowly getting there.
And that's fair.
But we'll see what goes further with Jared Goff and going on there. And like I said, Brad Holmes has come out and said he sees the merit. It's a proven track record of sitting behind a guy like that and then putting him in when you're ready to go. So we'll see. I like Jared Goff, but I don't know if he's the guy that'll get you to the promised land, but they're not even there yet. Hopefully they'll be knocking at the door next year. But first, let me tell you guys about The Butchery. Because The Butchery is the official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network. You can call 248-682-2697. Yes, 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. Excuse me. An old school butcher shop from a new school perspective.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
The Monroe Street Midway has swapped out roller skating, basketball, and mini golf for a giant Arctic slide, winter bumper cars, an indoor arcade, and puck putt. With free entry to the site, enjoy a variety of new activities aimed at creating exceptional winter experiences for everyone. Get to the Midway this winter to enjoy tasty treats while making magical memories during the most wonderful time of the year. Those tasty treats include, but are not limited to, burgers, pierogi, homemade chili, pierogi.
Huh?
Pierogi.
What?
Plural of pierogi is pierogi.
It's pierogies.
It's pierogi.
What? I'm going to look this up. You keep talking about
pierogi.
I love pierogies.
Chicken sandwich.
I've been eating them my whole life.
My grandma is from Poland, sir.
I went to a Polish Catholic high school.
That's fair.
Where we ate pierogies.
Chicken sandwiches,
Polish combo,
and mac and cheese bites, plus gluten-free and vegan goodies for everyone. Coming soon, the Woodward Sports Winter Olympics,
it's
where you'll be able to compete with Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards, Adam Baydoun, Ryan Ermanni, the heavyweights, and all of the Woodward Sports family in Monroe Street Midway games. So make sure you go downtown and check out the Monroe Street Midway presented by Bedrock Detroit. It's a damn ravioli.
Pierogies.
Yeah,
pierogies.
What website is that?
Allrecipes.com. Potato pierogies from Let It Bake. I rest my case. It's pierogies.
The plural form, no, pierogi.
By the way, this was not in the show prep.
This is not in the show prep. I don't know.
No, yeah, you just read it. You don't even want to know. It's pierogies. Yeah, either way, they're delicious, and they have them downtown.
The word pierogi is plural. A single is called a pierogi.
What?
What the
hell?
This is from Reddit.
From Reddit. Okay.
Hey, bro. Reddit is there's people all over on Reddit. This is a Polish person on Reddit saying this.
Damn. A Polish person on Reddit told me, so it must be true.
I mean, it's Polish food.
Lila's Pierogies.
Who
Jenny's Pierogies.
She doesn't deserve pierogies.
It's in Livonia, Michigan, and Jenny's Pierogies is in Warren, Michigan. You're going to tell Jenny that she doesn't know pierogies?
I am, because my
Jenny makes those daily.
My great-grandmother came over here on a boat from Poland, and my grandmother is 100% Polish, and she calls them pierogi.
That's just because she can't speak English.
She can speak English.
Pierogi.
She's lived here for
It's got pierogi.
the majority of her
Pierogi,
life.
young Spencer.
Pierogi.
Potato.
Try the pierogi.
Jenny, you're full of it.
I like saying pierogi, too. I didn't know that was a thing.
Jenny and Leela know what's up.
That sounds more Italian. Like, hey, give me a pierogi.
Hey, you like some of the pierogi?
Pass me a pierogi. What are you talking about? But, all right.
Reddit, as reliable as ABC,
Reddit
CBS, and
Reddit is a very reliable website.
Yep, that's right. I agree.
It's true.
Yep.
It is. Because there's everybody from everywhere.
Yes.
So
that's how you know you're getting the best answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have literal NBA coaches doing Ask Me Anythings on Reddit.
Yeah, and you also have kids that have never left their basement doing it on Reddit.
If you comment on Reddit and it's stupid or isn't true, you get destroyed. Like, it's not like they don't just let shit fly on Reddit. I'm telling you, it's I have pretty good Reddit karma, so it happens.
Reddit karma?
That's what it's called. You get karma points for upvotes and stuff.
I did not know that.
But we just got done talking about the future of the Detroit Lions and what their draft might look like. Now let's talk about what their draft was last year, because Aiden Hutchinson and Malcolm Rodriguez were named to the Pro Football Writers All-Rookie Team.
That's right.
Two studs, two guys that played all year. You know, heavyweights put y'all on Malcolm Rodriguez. You gotta remember that. You gotta remember we were your boys.
And that's true.
Day one. Literally
better
day
than
one.
Reddit.
Yes, better than Reddit.
Yep.
We put that on Reddit, though, and it got a lot of upvotes. But will there ever be a draft as good as last year's? Is that something you can expect from Brad Holmes, or is that asking for too much?
I expect it.
Ooh.
I expect it. I expect nothing less from Brad Holmes, and I expect it only to get easier for Brad Holmes, because now he's seeing the system. He's seeing the needs. He's targeting different players. At first, I think it was more about just acquiring good talent and filling out every hole.
Yeah.
Because the Lions had a lot of holes to fill.
Hell yeah, they did.
That's right, brother.
Filled a couple.
It was like a Vegas night. But either way, but Brad Holmes came in. He filled them holes.
He filled them holes.
He filled them holes real good.
With some girth.
The thick boys.
Thick boys.
Thick boys like Malcolm Rodriguez.
Yeah.
He fills some holes.
He fills some holes.
Every Sunday. But either way, Brad Holmes comes in, and like I said, I think he was just addressing talent at first. And now, of course, the system's there. He knows what he needs. He knows what Dan Campbell likes to coach. They know the type of player that they're searching for. So I think he's already ahead of the game, and you can only expect better things coming from Brad Holmes.
I don't want to go that far, because you look at what he did in that draft, and like you said, there were a lot of holes to be filled, and he filled some holes. But it's not something that there's not as many holes to be filled on this team. There are not as many gaps needing immediate replacement. So having 5 rookies come in and be starters or be key contributors might not be something that's realistic this year, because you have guys in those holes. If there's somebody filling that hole, you got to wait your turn to fill the hole.
Yeah.
It's not something you can't just go.
That's etiquette.
It's etiquette.
Right. We've all been to house parties on the east side. It's etiquette.
You wait until somebody's done filling the hole, and then you go fill the hole if you want to, and make sure you're protected. But it's a lot of
especially on the east side.
Especially on the east side, it's something that you can't keep expecting. In my mind, is you can't expect 2 6th-round picks to come in here. One be a starter, be listed as an all-rookie team for Professional Football Writers. The other to be your leading sack getter through the first 17 weeks of the season, or 16 weeks of the season, when he only played in 8 of them. Those were some cases that I don't think you can want it to happen, but expecting it's a different thing.
But here's the part of the equation I think you're overlooking. Brad Holmes can draft the guy, but it's on Dan Campbell to coach them.
Yeah.
And with Houston, I think that's a prime example of they drafted a guy where they saw a little bit of talent, and the coaches coached him up throughout the season. So remember, they dropped him and put him on the practice squad. You only get 2 years of Houston.
Yeah.
You don't get him on a full 5-year rookie contract. But they put him on the practice squad. They kept working him. They kept working with him. They kept working with him. So I think it's not only Brad Holmes being super intelligent and finding the guys. I think it's now he could turn them over to the coaching staff and say, here's raw talent, mold it. And they do it now. Because if you remember when Jeff Okuda mentioned about Dan Campbell, when Dan Campbell first got here, we were all looking forward to Jeff Okuda playing that next season. He got hurt, obviously it didn't work, but he said, I have a whole bunch of new tools in my tool bag that the other coaches didn't provide me. And to me, that spoke out a lot.
Yeah.
Like, coaches' jobs are to coach you up, make you better. We didn't have that with Fatso and his nerd-ass buddy.
Fatso and Buddy the Clown.
Yeah,
but Boo-Boo the Food.
Yeah, and like Bob Quinn, he was sitting in the back. I'm like, hey, we're smarter than everybody. Like, we're going to drive Jelani to 5. Yeah. We'll show them ESPN won't even have notes. You idiots.
It's true. And I liked your thought about Okuda and saying, they gave him tools in the bag, because DJ Chark said the same thing coming into this year. He said that the coaching staff is using him in ways that he's never been used before. Pause. They are having him run different routes that he's never ran before in other systems, and that is something where you have these offensive-minded head coaches. That is what Dan Campbell is. He's not the ultimate X's and O's guy, but Sean Payton called him an offensive-minded Mike Vrabel.
Love that.
So that is something that you look towards to kind of unlock the potential of these younger guys, and he has been doing it so far with guys stepping up, with Kelvin Shepherd on Hard Knocks saying, I don't want to have to start a fucking rookie, but I'm going to, and they did, and it was the right decision, and he balled all year. So it's impressive to me that they're getting the most out of these guys so early in their career, and they're only going to get better. They're only going to improve. They're only going to learn more tricks of the trade and get more comfortable in the situations they're in. So I'm excited going forward. But to expect 5 starters out of 1 rookie class that's a lot to ask for out of anybody, even with someone with a track record of Brad Holmes.
It is, but who else are you going to trust? I mean, we thought the Amon-Ra St. Brown thing was an aberration, right? Like, they found a guy in the 4th round. That's cute. Yeah. And then what does he do the next year? He doubles down with 6th-round picks. Yeah. And, don't forget about the unrestricted free agents that they signed, too. Like, it's about identifying talent, and to me, they're focusing, too, on character guys.
Yes.
It's guys who love football. It's guys who live for the game. It's guys who live and breathe it. It's not some guys that are just checking in. They got athletic ability. They're going to make their millions. They can play the game for a little bit. No, these guys are dogs. Yeah. And you could tell that because they were down with a 1-6 record and didn't give up on the season.
Nobody gave up, yeah.
Most human beings.
I gave up.
Most human beings, I almost gave up, and I don't give up.
Yes.
Like, most human beings, when chips are down like that, it's like, all right, I'm playing for myself now, safety for the rest of the season, I got a future to think about. But no, they just kept throwing their bodies out there. Hey, we're chipping away at this. This process is getting better. We understand what we're supposed to do, and next thing you know, 8-2 in the last 10 games.
Yeah, and that's
character.
When me and Easy saw Ali McNeil when we were, courtside at the Pistons game. Shout out Chip Johnson. When we were in the back eating free food, I ate like 40 of these little chicken salad bites that were they were so good. But we saw Ali McNeil and we talked to him, and he said they're not doing anything that drastically different. It's just, it's clicking. It's happening. We were surprised, as most of you guys were, that it's just something clicked and it started working. And that shows, like you said, the not quit, to not give up. These guys play for the coaching staff. They play for each other. And they feel now that they have the results given to them. They've shown them they can go out there and beat anybody, hang with anybody, play with anybody. So it's only going to make these young guys hungrier. And it's only going to make people want to come and play here more. So that is very impressive to me. I'm very excited what's going on with the Detroit Lions and their rosters. But the biggest thing for me is there aren't as many holes to fill. There aren't as many needed positions. And you'd love to see some rookies step up and fill those holes.
You would. The young guys deserve it.
The young guys deserve to fill those holes. They really do. And maybe you have a couple holes on the backside of the defense, and you can use somebody there, but there's not 5 gaping holes where you need someone to come in, step in, and be there.
No, and that's part of the building process, right? And I think when you look at even like the free agents that are potentially leaving this year or the ones they got to re-sign, it's no longer a fire drill to have to sign all of them.
Yeah.
And like we were discussing earlier, it's going to be okay to let some of these guys go. Even players that have been assets, you got to trust that they're bringing in guys that'll be stronger assets, right? Like Anzalone's probably a perfect example. He played great this
year of his career
for Alex Anzalone.
Yes.
That was the best Alex Anzalone we ever saw.
By far.
That's not Fred Warner, though.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
And that's what I mean. There's nothing wrong with Alex Anzalone being good, us appreciating what he did, but understanding that if Fred Warner comes in here, it's a whole different defense.
That makes it a lot better. And I talked about that. We talked about in JB's 5 that we're going to get to soon. One of the questions is going to be about potential free agents that you'd like to see. And I've talked about a guy named Trey Edmonds from the Buffalo Bills that I think is like a much, much, much better version of Alex Anzalone. So we'll get to that when we get to it. But first, I want to tell you guys about SMA, or the Sports Marketing Agency, because the Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This Is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. And trust me, everyone, I used to work in this field. I know that stigma is a big reason why people don't come forward and get help, because they feel like they'll be judged for their afflictions. And so if you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
You know why they call JB Mr. Flintstone? Because he can make your bed rock. Just like deckedoutdetroit.com. You go downtown, you hang out, you get that slide, you got the arcade, you got a bar, they got food down there, plus it's right by Campus Martius, so you can hit the ice skating too. It's a beautiful place to be in downtown Detroit during the week, or especially on the weekends. Make sure you hit up the Monroe Street Midway, shop, eat, and play, deckedoutdetroit.com.
And I gotta grocery bag. But welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on woodwardsports.com. I am Spencer Axter. He is the one and only Sam Stick Dave, filling in for Easy, who is out with the Folga. We have JB in the TD booth and Chris Platty on the ones and twos. They're just, doing whatever they want to do, being good lovers and switching booths, switching clothes.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
So like a little behind the scenes action. Yeah. Are you guys telling why they're switching?
JB is training. He wants to be more versed in the ways of the technical director, and Chris just is here.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm trying to learn the booth too. I'm trying to learn some things.
Chris wants to learn.
Trying to learn some things. Trying to read some things.
Yeah, but this is all part of the process here at Woodward Sports. I mean, Spencer, that's where you started in the TD booth. Now you got your own damn show.
Yeah, it's true.
And this is part of the process. You start out in the booth, you grow. Flannel Sam, another example. He's been sitting on the desk with D-Mac all week.
Yeah.
So,
it's impressive, man. It's impressive. And I didn't even start in the booth. I started in the back on a computer by myself.
Yeah.
With a show that shall not be named.
Was it the esports show?
No. Check it out.
Check it out.
Woodward Bets.
Oh, Woodward Bets. Yeah, see, I even forgot that existed. That's how deep we are into this. But no, it's cool to see the evolution and how people are becoming a part of the network and how you get introduced to everybody in the chat. Next thing you know, they get to follow you along on your journey.
Yep.
And it's awesome.
It's awesome. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
And we just got done talking about following young players along on their journey, following these young Lions along on their journey and how they'll improve. And I want to talk about that specifically now. So you look at this rookie class, it doesn't even have to be a rookie, it can just be any player. Outside of, I would think, would be the obvious choice in Jamison Williams, which Lions player do you think could be currently on the roster, or who you expect to be on the roster, could be a breakout star for them next season, outside of Jamison Williams?
I mean, there's some guys you just got to take away. Like Aiden Hutchinson, already a breakout star. When I first started thinking about this earlier, DeAndre Swift kind of popped in my head. I thought that may be like a cheat way to go about this. Because
what he is.
We know what he is. Yeah. He's shown flashes of brilliance. But if I got to pick a guy that I would put money in at the largest ratio of the bet, like 100-1 to have a breakout year, is Josh Paschal. That's my guy.
I like that a lot.
He was injured all season. A lot of people complained about that. That's fine. Don't draft injured players. But then when he got in the game, homeboy got 2 sacks, right?
Yes.
He showed that he could play at the NFL level in one game. Now we give him a full off-season of rest. He's understanding the strength and conditioning, understanding the pace of practice. You have Aiden Hutchinson you got to focus on. You have Houston you got to focus on. Hopefully they re-sign Bugs, because I think that's a very important part of the defense.
Big booty Bugs.
I love Bugs.
Yeah.
Just hold down that middle, Bugs.
Yeah, facts.
Dan Campbell brought up that guy in more press conferences, just with slight mentions than any other player on the team, and that's why I love him, because I know Dan Campbell loves him.
I agree.
And whatever Dan Campbell loves, I love. That's just how it goes. But yeah, Paschal's the man to me. I didn't love that draft pick last year. We were doing the second day of the draft show here with Scott Bischoff.
Yeah.
I was over in the TD booth, and they drafted him. I'm like, what the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, is this another we're smarter than the room pick? And then I started to go back, and like I said, I kind of become a film geek on these people, especially after we draft them. And this guy dominated SEC tackles.
Yes, he did.
SEC tackles.
At Kentucky, too.
At Kentucky, when they could have keyed all 5 linemen on him and just been fine.
Yes.
But the dude destroyed people. The same people that Aiden Hutchinson didn't do so well against in Georgia when they played in the college football playoffs. So when I saw that, I was like, man, this guy, he's got something.
He does.
And I think he's slept on this year.
I like that one a lot. He was definitely up there with me. Paschal was one of my top ones. I also thought about DeAndre Swift for a little bit. We have Dante151 in the Woodward Sports chat said, what about Chase Lucas? Because you're looking at, obviously, the cornerbacks were a big position of need.
Yeah.
Chase Lucas is another guy drafted late by Brad Holmes that stayed with the team all year, just got some reps and played well. I wouldn't mind Chase Lucas at all, but I do think it'll be hard for him to jump into there because they're going to draft another quarterback high. They're going to have, whether it be Christian Gonzalez, whether it be Witherspoon, whether it be Kelly Ringo, Joey Porter Jr., they're going to get one of those guys, I assume. And it's going to push Chase Lucas further and further down. So if he pops off, I'll be happy, but I think it'll be hard for him to reach out. Paschal was my number one.
Was he?
Yeah, he was my number one.
I guess we should have talked about this before the show.
That's fine. I got another one. Another one that I like is Julian Okwara.
Yes.
You see what he did. Same kind of thing as Paschal. When he was healthy, when he was in there, he was making plays. He got 2 sacks in a game. He was making things happen. And then he got injured and kind of derailed him, and he ended up not playing towards the end of the season because of the injury. But when he was healthy, when he was in the game, he was making plays opposite of an Aiden Hutchinson, opposite of another player on their defensive line. I don't know if Houston was up there yet, but it was impressive to me watching him getting these one-on-ones because Hutchinson is getting his reads, Hutchinson is getting his double teams, and it frees up the guy on the other side. And a guy that benefited from that a lot was Julian Okwara. And I think that they might move on from his brother Romeo in this offseason, whether that be cut him or move him or do something. So that'll just move him up further on the depth chart and give him more opportunities. So I look at a guy like Julian Okwara to kind of explode next year. Okay. And by explode, I don't mean 20 sack season or anything like that, but to be that secondary pass rusher, to finish the game, finish the team season with around double-digit sacks. Maybe he gets 10. Maybe he's somewhere around there to be a great complement to an Aiden Hutchinson.
You know what's great about this? Is we're having this conversation and there's plenty of options.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, that's so cool to have plenty of options when we're having this. So we didn't even bring up Kirby Joseph. He had a good year this year, but you remember in Hard Knocks, like, they had to convince him that he could play at the NFL level. Like, you guys really think I could play, Coach?
Yeah.
You really think I could play at this level? And then you see it. Now he's like,
you saw him going crazy.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers' daddy. So, like, that's another guy you could throw on the heap. I mean, there's just so many young players. I don't know if Malcolm Rodriguez, but you can go to Brock Wright. That's a tight end. If he gets a full season at tight end, what is he going to look like? You know, we talked about DeAndre Swift a little bit. He could very well have a breakout year.
I would not be surprised.
DeAndre Swift could have the year that Flannel Sam thought he was going to have this year, next year.
It's a contract year. He's a guy that's going to be hungry. He's going to want to prove that he can stay healthy, but that's the biggest thing with him is staying healthy, because we've seen when he's out there, when he's on the field, when he's making things happen, he's an explosive talent, but can he stay healthy? Can he stay in the game? And another guy that wasn't healthy last year, but again, this is kind of a cop-out if you pick him, is Tracy Walker.
That's not a cop-out.
That is a guy you looked at least I did, going into the season as the best defensive player on the Detroit Lions.
Well, and you saw the game after they lost him. They gave up 48 points.
How much they missed him so early.
Yeah.
And I am assuming they're going to move him to strong safety, because I think Kirby has that free safety spot locked. He is more of a ball hawk. He's going to play that open field guy. And Tracy has played strong safety before. Tracy knows what he's doing at strong safety. And he's a guy that can lay the lumber on some people. So I expect Tracy Walker to have a big bounce back year. And Chris, we have a video of Tracy Walker, who has been rehabbing, and he's been working out now after his injury. And we see him going at it here. So this makes me really happy. Even just slight movements like this. There were 3 different videos on this. There were some of him doing box jumps, some of him doing high knees, but the lateral movements are what's really impressive to me, because that's what happens when you have a tendon injury like that, is the lateral movements. So seeing him already working out, already getting back in this PT is impressive to me, and I will be very happy to see Tracy Walker out there on the field again for the Lions next year, because he was their captain. He was their signal caller.
Yeah. It was a big loss when they lost him, and then after that they kind of recouped and simplified the defense, made things a little bit easier. But yeah, it's just great that we can have this conversation. So many people. We didn't talk about the offensive line because I think all of them are already established.
Pretty solidified, yeah.
It's not going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's already established. He's a dog.
I said no Jamison Williams.
No Jamison Williams.
Pick.
Yeah, that's the easy. Who's going to have a bust out year?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to me, Josh Paschal's still my guy, but like I said, it's awesome that we can have a conversation like this, and you don't know what rookie's going to surprise us this year either.
For sure. And I have one more dark horse kind of guy.
Okay.
James Mitchell.
Another tight end.
Yep. You look at him, he was, again, another Brad Holmes draft pick. They got him out of Autech, and when they drafted him, he was that athletic guy.
Didn't he have a concussion?
The guy who could make some plays. He was injured to start the season. I think he did get injured in the middle of the season. It might have been a concussion.
No, I thought he was injured at Virginia Tech, and that's why he dropped so far in the draft.
I think it was worse than concussion.
Torn ACL. Yeah, he tore his ACL.
So that's why he fell, because he was that prototypical tight end you're looking for. Big play guy, very athletic, can make all the catches. And I think that with another year under his belt, with a tight end room that's kind of up in the air, you don't know who's going to get the majority of the minutes. A guy like James Mitchell, who has all the talent, could go out there and surprise some people, could go out there and turn some heads.
Here's a name that we haven't mentioned really since the beginning of the season, and everybody was kind of hyped about him. Damn it, I just forgot his name. No, Quintez Cephas.
Yeah?
Quintez Cephas, when he's gotten on the field, he's made plays. He was the Lions' only go-to wide receiver early in the season 2 years ago. He showed a little bit of flash at the beginning of this season and obviously got hurt. But we talk about bringing in a big body wide receiver to complement Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Lions may already have him.
Yeah.
It's just, can this dude actually stay healthy?
Can he stay healthy?
But there's another guy that could surprise a lot of people that I forgot he was on the roster to literally 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You look at him, that is a perfect compliment to, like, I talked about it last week, having diversity in your wide receiver room, and I'm not talking about Tom Kennedy, I'm talking about skill set.
The white boy.
The white boy. You look at a guy like Quintez Cephas, and he is a guy that could run those intermediate routes. Well, you have Jameson Williams taking the top off, Amon-Ra on the underneath. Quintez Cephas is your possession, your contested catch guy, somebody you can throw a fade to in the end zone. So I don't mind that at all. And another guy, keep your eyes out for if he ever plays football again, Levi Onwuzurike. What's going on with Levi Onwuzurike? Is that back issue really that debilitating? Because speaking as a heavyweight, a back issue with some heavyweights is not something you can play around with.
No.
That is something that can be very debilitating for a reason. But this is a guy that was very, very highly touted in the NFL draft. The Eagles were pissed the Lions got him before them, because that's who they were going to draft. And you look at this guy, and maybe he's got something left. Maybe he can get out there, but that one I'm not as head over heels with, because I really don't think he's going to play football. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know enough about it to make an intelligent comment, but you hope he plays again.
Yeah, you really do.
Obviously, we don't want anybody losing their career on that.
Definitely not. It's tough, though. Like I said, big guys, 300-pound plus guys, back injuries, that is never a recipe for success.
Yep.
But a real recipe for success is coming to Lady Jane's to get your haircut. Because Lady Jane's, you can come in there for an award-winning haircut and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment on your dream home up to $200,000. 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. Because at Lady Jane's, wicked awesome.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Matrix Home Solution is your go-to for any home project. Looking for a new man cave? They are the basement remodel experts. They also specialize in bathrooms and kitchens. An A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. Call 888-594-8844 or go to matrixhomesolutions.com.
Uptime.
What
up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. The Woodward Heavyweights, getting it all done live on woodwardsports.com. That
pickle pizza.
Dude, that pickle pizza is something else. I have dreams about that stuff sometimes.
Yeah, and even cold, it's good. That's what's weird about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get it, it's hot, and it's like, oh, this is good. And then, like, 30 minutes later, it's like, this is cold. Damn, that's still good.
I was out with a couple of my friends, and this guy that I didn't know, he recognized me from the network, came up to me, and he's like, do you really like the pickle pizza? Like, is it really good? Or you just, I was like, no, dude, like, you could ask them. Like, I'm a big pickle guy.
Yep.
I'm a big pizza guy. Like, this, it's chronic. Like, when we first had them on the show, I ate like 5 pieces in 20 minutes sitting in the booth when they were in on BDE.
And what I like about them is when they first signed on, they only had like 2 locations. Now they got like 4. They keep popping up all over Metro Detroit. So look for a Chubby Charlie's near you.
Check out the Chubby Charlie's
pickles in your mouth. Ah.
We need that cut for sure. But pickle pizza is chronic. But it is time. I told you guys we were going to do it. I kind of stole this from the segment I created on BDE. But we're going to do a Lions One Pride package. Questions started by Sir Joseph B. himself.
Sir Joseph B.
Joseph Bees. His name's Jeremy, people, but I'm just going to say Joseph Bees.
You forgot his name. That's okay.
You
forgot his real name. It's all right. It's all right. I forgot Quintus Cephas. You can forget JB. It's fine.
I was trying to think of, like, I was going to say Sir J. Bees, but I don't know.
It doesn't really have the same ring to it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes, let's hear it.
All right, so first question up. Hopefully next season, Jared Goff is healthy, stays out of that blue tent. But if he just so happens to be injured, who is Jared Goff's backup next season?
That's a tough question. Obviously, I think it's going to be a rookie. It's going to be a guy they bring in the draft somewhere around. Maybe it's a DTR. Maybe it's an AR-15. Maybe it's somebody you're looking at. I'm not sure. But I'm telling you, when I looked at those defensive players that are going to be available in the second round of the draft, made me kind of want to go quarterback earlier than I'd like. Because there's some defensive tackles you can get in the second round that are monsters.
You don't have to go backup quarterback this year.
Yes.
You don't. That's the good thing about Goff and what he proved this past year is you don't have to dive in. But I'm with you. I think the backup quarterback will be somebody that they invested. I'm hoping 4th round, like we discussed earlier, a DTR type guy. Okay. You get him in the 4th round, I'm a happy boy.
Yeah, I feel that as well.
Yep.
All right. Next question. Or Chris, you want to chime in on this? Or
yeah. It's going to be someone from the draft. I just don't know where and who they are. But it's going to be someone from the draft.
It's great insight.
That's my experting now.
That's great insight.
This is why they pay me the
inside information.
Woodward Sports Development. Second to none.
It's going to be somebody, but I don't know who he is, where he's from, or what he looks like.
It'll be a guy with some arms, perhaps legs.
He's going to be a guy.
He'll probably be a quarterback.
Sexist.
He'll probably be a quarterback.
Maybe.
But I mean, Kirby Joseph switched. I mean, this could be
Tom Kennedy.
Go get Taysom Hill.
Tight end that's now a quarterback. Who knows?
I like Taysom Hill.
All right, next up, who will you be shocked that the Lions don't bring back next season?
Alex Anzalone.
You'll be shocked that they don't bring him back?
Yes, I would be shocked if they don't bring him back. Because I think he had a great year. I think he did a lot of things that... Oh, wait, like that I'm expecting them not to bring back and it'll shock people, or...
That you're expecting them to bring back, but they don't.
Oh, okay. That's different. Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams is a guy I think they're going to bring back. I think they want to bring back, and I think he's an important part of this team, both on the field and in the locker room. What he does to inspire other players, what he does to get people going, is something that can't be replaced.
This man gets it.
Is something that can't be changed out by a rookie running back. I expect them to bring Jamal Williams back, and I would be shocked if they don't. Emotional leadership is sometimes more important than on-the-field leadership. Yeah. And when you can combine both, you get a Joe Burrow. Yes. That's when you get both combined into one. Jamal Williams is the guy that it's the heart and soul, as much as I hate that coined phrase. He is the heart and soul. You saw it in Hard Knocks. You saw it after the season. You saw it during the season. They don't give up. Quit sleeping on the Detroit Lions. Quit playing with us. Yeah. Quit, he wears this team with pride. Yeah, if you're a puppy, piss on the porch. Yeah, let the big dogs eat. Let the big dogs eat. And it's just that type of stuff and that type of guy in the locker room. And you know what? He's a little bit of comic relief, too. He's about his business, but it's about comic relief, too. So they're having a good time in the locker room. They're loose, but they're serious. To me, he's the guy. He's the guy you cannot let. And he broke Barry Sanders' effing touchdown record. Granted, 11 of those were from a yard or less. Still, I don't care. Touchdown's touchdown. And he watches anime, so that's extra points. Yeah, I don't care about that, but that's cool. I like it. That's cool. Extra points. Yeah, good for him. And he gave us a great interview when I was on the morning show. He did. He owes me an interview, too, so I hope they re-signed him. Talk to Jimmy Christensen, not his boss, but his manager. Oh, okay. That's what you got to go through.
All right, Chris, anything?
No, that's the answer. That's honestly the answer is Jamal Williams. I'd be stunned if they didn't bring him back. Yeah, for all the reasons you guys said. He gave
you saw the things like at training camp where if you give him anime stuff, he'd give you something. I gave him a Goku figure. He said, "What do you want?" I was like, "An interview." And he was like, "All right, cool. Write your name." So I wrote my name down, my phone number on the box, and gave it to him. Okay. He ghosted me.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah. All right, next up, if Baker Mayfield could learn how to throw a football a little bit further, and the Lions could have made it into the playoffs. Today, how far would they have gone in the playoffs?
I think they would have, they would have lost in the first round if they were playing San Francisco. And that's sadly what it is. I think San Francisco is going to be in the Super Bowl this year. I think they're one of the best teams in the league. Unfortunately, as much as we'd like to say that they'd put up a fight, you could put up a fight, but you're still going to lose. Still lost. You still would have lost. If they would have played the Giants or the Vikings, they would have won that game, but the spot they're fighting for was against San Francisco, and I don't think they win that game.
I'm 100% with you on that. I think the way the Lions season ended was perfect for what it would have been had they gone to the playoffs. I don't know how much they would have learned going to the playoffs and getting your face kicked in by the 49ers. Yeah. Any other team in the NFC, put the Lions in the playoffs, and I think they're at least winning a game. But the fact that their first-round matchup would have been against the San Francisco 49ers, it would have been an L. Mm-hmm. It would have been Lions can't win in the playoff. The Lions ended on such an uptrend and such a good feeling. 8-2, kept punk ass Aaron Rodgers out of the playoffs. Won in the cold in Lambeau. Yeah. Proved that they could do it. Got screwed by the refs in Seattle. There's just so many things they could build off of in this offseason. So many chips
stacking on the shoulder.
Or would you rather have none of those things happen? I guess they would have had to win in Lambeau anyways to go to the playoffs. Yeah, but regardless, I like all things trending up, them going into the offseason. Because let's say they happen to go to San Francisco and lose 37-10.
That leaves a sour taste in your mouth as fans and as young players.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, the playoff experience." That game against Green Bay, that was a playoff game. That was obviously there wasn't much on the line after they knew they were missed, but the Packers had everything to lose on the line. They were playing to make it into the playoffs. That's playoff experience, I think, and like you said, going in and getting shit kicked by the 49ers wouldn't have done anything.
You think the Seahawks learned a lot this year?
Yeah.
No. I mean, they're in a different situation than the Lions. The Lions have a lot more younger players, but the Seahawks didn't learn a damn thing from that playoff loss. They're in better homes sitting at home.
Yeah.
They're better off sitting at home.
All right, Chris, how far are they going?
I got to agree with everything you guys said. They're losing to the Niners easily. But, Stick, you brought up an amazing point about just the season in a weird way ending almost perfectly because so much of what this Lions narrative has been changing the culture, changing the foundation, the very fabric of this fan base and this team and this franchise. So I think that they ended the season the perfect way they could have, where they stopped a rival from getting into the playoffs, and they looked damn impressive on the road. So you can't really ask for too much more. That's a great point. I like that point.
All right, fair enough. Next one. Realistically, this isn't Madden. A limited salary cap is not turned on. So who's the biggest name in free agency you would like to see on this Lions team next season?
Realistically, you're right. It's not Madden. You can't just pay anybody you want, whatever you want. Obviously, Dorian Payne is a big name that people like, that people would like to see, that people would like to bring here for good reasons. The guy had 11.5 sacks this year from his interior defensive line position, which is very, very good, but he is going to cost a pretty penny. He's going to be close to $20 million a year. That's a lot of money for the Lions, who don't have that much cap space. After you re-sign all the guys you want them to re-sign, after you take $8-9 million out for that draft class, they're right around $25 million a year. So I don't know if Dorian Payne is the right option. A guy I alluded to it earlier, is Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker out of Buffalo. I think he is a better, younger, faster version of Alex Anzalone. I think he covers better. He's great in coverage, and his stats might not stack up to what Anzalone did this year, but he's playing next to Matt Milano, who's one of the best linebackers in the NFL, who's eating a lot of those tackles, who's doing a lot of different things. And right now, you're probably going to have to pay him around $12 million a season. I think that's a steal for him, for what he's going to be, for what he's going to become. If you give him the reins, put him out there, I think he can perform at a top 5 linebacker level in the NFL. I like this guy a lot. Like I said, he's very good in coverage, and he is the upgraded Alex Anzalone in my eyes, and I think the Lions should go out and grab him.
Yeah, I would not be mad at that, honestly. Any upgrade at the linebacker position, go for it, Detroit Lions. To me, that's one of the weaknesses on defense. I want to address one of the strengths. If they don't re-sign Bugs, Devon Hargrave from Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
Dude's a monster.
Yeah.
An absolute menace.
He's a big guy.
Big guy.
He's a very big guy.
He takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, he does.
We want to talk about filling holes.
Him next to Lee McNeil would be nice.
That's what I'm talking about. Then you got Hutchinson, Houston, and Pascal rotating as your defensive ends. Yeah. Now we're cooking, boys. Now we got something. But he's going to demand a little bit of money. I think he signed a $39 million deal, and was that 3 years ago, obviously. So now he's a free agent. But I liked when the Lions built on their strength with Penei Sewell. I would like them to build on their strength with the defensive linemen.
Yeah, I like that too. And what's the name? Big E in the Woodward Sports Chat. Yeah, Edmonds is only 25, so dude's gonna just be getting better.
Yeah.
All right, Chris. Anything?
For me, it's gonna be Jalen Ramsey, because I see that in the chat, I seen that in the chat, but I just don't think that's realistic, because from everything I understand with the draft so far, it's very deep at corner, and I just think you can just allocate your money elsewhere. That is the name that I did get caught into, not gonna lie, especially watching him in that last game damn near get us in the playoffs himself with all those interceptions. I really did like Jalen Ramsey, but just knowing what I know from the draft, it seems like you can just allocate, you can get some good quality there, something that can be a further foundational piece, and also then address your money elsewhere.
I mean, if we're going to go absolutely spoiling ourselves, can we go get Josh Jacobs? I would love Josh Jacobs on this squad.
He's going to get paid, though.
What a bunch of morons in Vegas not to sign him to a 5-year rookie. It's a running back.
Yeah.
Even if he's not great, you sign him to his 5 years because it's a running back.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And dude is a dog, man. They don't even use him right.
First team All-Pro.
Oh, if he was on this, because he's swift and swaggy combined.
Yeah.
He's power, he's speed, he catches the ball out of the backfield. If I'm going for an embarrassment of riches, and if we ain't got no salary cap, give me Josh Jacobs on this offense.
Josh Jacobs would be nice.
Yeah.
Like you said, he just came off the best year of his career, first team All-Pro. Guy's going to make a boatload of money, though.
Yeah.
He's going to sign a $20 million deal.
They're going to franchise tag him. They got to franchise him now.
Finally, the final question. Is 2023 Ben Johnson's last season in Detroit?
Yes. I do think it is. I think there's going to be more openings. Obviously, NFL coaches rotate. I expect them to have another fantastic year, so that'll be 2 years under his belt of a top 5 offense in the NFL. Yeah, unfortunately, as much as it pains me to say it, I don't see Ben Johnson here in 2024.
It's kind of a loaded question, right? Because if he's still here, that means he didn't do great.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping not, right? I'm hoping he leaves after a Super Bowl.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
But I do think there's a chance that he could stay 2 more years. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the max you're going to get out of Ben Johnson. But no, if he stays, that means he did not get the good offers that he had. Like, I hope he's gone just because that means the Lions won.
That's fair. And that'll be it for our Lions One Pride package that JB put together. JB, you had an excellent package. I appreciate you doing that.
Thank you.
The best package at the network. And,
it's manageable. It was manageable.
It was manageable.
Yeah.
We have another package coming forward. It'll be from Chris this time, though. That'll be up next.
The disrespect.
I don't know about that one. But before we
It'll
do
be
that,
a much shorter package.
We are about to go to commercial.
This one went long. I'm sorry. This package went long.
It'll be a much smaller package. So Chris, kick us to commercial, and we'll be right back to tell you guys about Chris's package.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Spencer Axter. He is Sam Stick Day. We got Chris in his rightful spot in the TD booth and JB in his rightful spot on the ones and twos. We just got done looking at JB's package and talking about it. Now it's time.
Fabulous.
Now it's time for his Pistons fast break. All right, Chris. First question. What do you got?
All right, first question. Let's start with some recent news.
It started when I was born.
Yeah, this goes back 7 years ago. The origin of this. No, Rui Hachimura just got traded from to the Lakers for 3 second-round picks and Kendrick Nunn, which is basically salary filler.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about Sadiq's market. Is Sadiq's market somewhere in that range?
I do think so. Yeah, I think Sadiq's market will be right in that range. I think Sadiq obviously has regressed a little bit this year. You wanted to see him take a step forward, and he took half a step back. So if you're looking to move on from Sadiq Bey right now, I do believe that his market would be right around there. I don't think you'd be able to get a first-round pick for him.
What'd they get, 3 second rounds?
3 seconds, and Kendrick Nunn, Golden Grizzly.
It's a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
Salary cap relief, I guess. I don't know. Would I take it? Sure. I mean, Bey hasn't really turned into what we thought he was going to be, but also, do you really want to give up on him, have him go to Golden State and set the record for three-pointers?
Yeah, no.
I don't want that either. Bey's a good player. He is an asset. Maybe you hold on to him for a little bit, especially because you're not going to be able to get a ton of value for him.
I agree. Yeah, I think if you're trading anybody, it should be Bogdanovic or Burks.
Yes.
JB?
I agree with that. JB?
I think that's fair value. Like, I just can't see any team giving up a first for him, even if it's a late round first. Like, he's still a good athletic player, but I think that's fair value for those picks. But although, Stick, I would like to see him in Golden State, my squad with Chef Curry.
You put him in the corner knocking down threes in that offense, running that Harrison Barnes KD role, he'd be fine in it.
The championship. All right.
I don't think Saddiq Bey is the missing piece for the Warriors.
Yeah, I don't think Saddiq Bey is Harrison Barnes. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't think he is defensively or offensively.
You think a lot of Harrison Barnes then?
Harrison Barnes is a great defender.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just not with that, Stick. I'm just not with that.
That's fine. That's fine.
Defensively, it's planets apart, and I think shooting wise, Harrison Barnes is better, particularly in the corner.
Ooh, no.
But
okay.
But interesting. At the least, I think you can get 3 second-round picks. At the most, you can get a heavily protected first. But Saddiq Bey hasn't proven that he can do anything on a winning team, let alone a losing team. So I just don't think his value is there. Next one. Let's go to another young guy, Jalen Duren.
Yeah.
Jalen Duren, we saw. I got the graphic for his stats. I'll throw that up real quick because he's been looking pretty nice since starting here.
Yes, he has.
10.3 points, 11 boards, 1 assist. Decent free throw percentage, decent field goal percentage. Spencer, I'll start with you. Is Jalen Duren him, or are the Pistons just not them?
No, Jalen Duren is most definitely him. Jalen Duren is Timothy Turner. Jalen Duren is a monster. I remember watching the first game he played for the Pistons this year. Greg Kelser compared him to Dennis Rodman and Ben Wallace on his ability to rebound the ball.
Breaking news: Matt Patricia out as New England Patriots. Bill O'Brien back in as offensive coordinator.
Nice.
Proceed.
And Matt Patricia, right here, buddy. Have fun sweeping the streets or working Burger King, you fat loser.
Working that pencil in your anus.
I hate Matt Patricia. That's awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, thank you. That makes me happy. Duren is him. He is a monster. Like I said, Greg Kelser compared his rebounding ability to Ben Wallace and Dennis Rodman, who are the 2 best rebounders of all time for the Pistons, and arguably the 2 of the best rebounders of all time. Dennis Rodman is the best rebounder of all time, and Jalen Duren is already a top 5 rebounder in the NBA, and the kid's 19 years old. So it's very impressive to me what he's going to do. He compared him to Rodman and Drummond, not Big Ben. But Jalen Duren is already a monster. He's 19 years old. He knocked down a mid-range jumper the other day. He's shown that he can stretch the floor even a little bit. That will come with working with guys like Rashad Lewis. He worked with Rasheed Wallace when he's at Memphis, so he's only going to get better. The ceiling is the roof for this kid, as Michael Jordan says, but I'm very happy with Jalen Duren.
Stick, where you at?
With Duren?
Yeah.
He's it.
He's the real deal?
He's the real deal. Anybody's going to put up stats when they're in the starting lineup, and especially as a big man in this type of NBA, you should be getting double-doubles. But for him to be as young as he is, as physically dominating as he is, he's showing some flashes of being special. So I guess let me dial that back a little bit. He has potential to be him.
Okay, JB, your camera is actually down. But would you like to quickly say anything? Your camera just crashed.
Yeah, I'll just say Jalen Duren is him. Like, he's
Spike Lee.
He's athletic. He's young, and for as terrible as the season has gone for the Pistons so far, he seems to be the bright spot for the team. So you got to give him credit.
I agree. At the end of the day, when you look at Jalen Duren comps, every stat that every double-double he gets, everything, who's the name that he gets compared to? And not just by player comp, by just people looking at, but actual stats. The closest rookie performance he is to is Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who is one of the best centers in the NBA for a stretch of time.
For a long time.
For a very long time.
So,
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
He's the best center in China.
Let's go to Cade Cunningham. Now, Cade Cunningham, obviously, over the last week has had positive updates on his surgery, and there was a report out there that the shin has been bothering him since high school. Does that make you worry more or less about the original injury that sidelined Cade Cunningham for the season?
Over. No, I think I'm just as equally worried. I'm not worried. I think he'll improve. Obviously, they have the best doctors at their disposal in the world, so he's going to improve. He's going to get better. He's going to heal up fast and be back out there. Steph Curry had the same injury. He came back fine.
You son of a bitch. Oh. I was just going to say, let me remind you of a little guy I know named Steph Curry, who when he came out of Davidson, everyone's like, he's got weak ankles. He's never going to make it in the NBA. Next thing you know, he changed the entire way the professional game of basketball was played. Am I saying Cade can do that? Once again, he has the potential to do that. Will he fulfill it? That's a whole nother conversation. But it doesn't scare me. Injuries happen, especially at this high level. I mean, you see the size of these guys, the torque they put on their body. How it's impressive when these guys are running up and down the floor. I'm not worried about Cade Cunningham. I'd prefer him to get this stuff out of the way now, get healthy later, than do a Grant Hill, be healthy for 4 years, then start ailing.
Yeah.
JB?
I'm not worried about it at all. I mean, there's way better doctors and medical people in the NBA now than he had back in high school. So it's not a problem for me. I think, as Stick said, just get all these injuries out of the way early. That way, he can be in for the Pistons for the long run.
I agree. And at the end of the day, it was just discomfort. So I think they got in and did what they needed to do before it was serious.
Facts.
So
that's BS that it was just discomfort. You don't have surgery when it's just discomfort.
Yeah.
You don't.
I mean,
if you can play through it,
but you also don't drop 26-6 when you need surgery.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I go both ways on this thing.
I know you do. I know you do. But we're talking basketball here.
Diversity.
I just want to see Cade Cunningham back, man.
I know. I love watching that dude play ball.
Love Cade Cunningham, man. Want him to get healthy. Want him to get 100%.
One last quick one. The Houston Rockets are 1 game up on the Detroit Pistons in the what I'm calling the wobble for Wemby.
I like that.
Do you want the Pistons to? How much do you care about that? Do you want the Pistons to have the worst record, or are you just looking at strictly development on the court this year?
I want the Pistons to have the worst record in the NBA. Period. I want Victor Wembanyama on my team. Season doesn't matter anymore. So,
like I was talking earlier in the show, the last 2 years, I didn't want them to tank. I didn't want them to lose because it seemed like they were growing and getting better. This year, it does not seem that way, so screw it. Let's just go for it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big tanking guy. I think there is a lot of value in always winning. Winning creates more winning. I'm always a fan of that, but it's the NBA. If you can land a unicorn and one of your 5 starters is that dude,
yeah,
go ahead.
Do it.
JB?
I want on the tank, but Neil has got it in my head that somehow, some way, the Pistons are going to end up with the 2nd pick.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like they are.
You don't win the lotto that often.
Yeah, I know.
Wouldn't be bad. But Chris, decent looking package. Well done.
Thank you.
Very, very well
That's
done.
what I've been told.
What was his name?
What was? All right, let me tell you about Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm is the New Year's Select Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone with you as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology. It's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. So if you want all that, and why wouldn't you? All you got to do is call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT right now, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers. And if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
What's up? It's your boy Easy, Woodward Heavyweights. I went on Custom Health. Now I'm a skinny white guy. You can do it too. I lost all the weight. I called my doctor, Jason. He set me up with Custom Health. Right, Spencer?
Right. You can do the same thing. You can go from Corey Spaghetti to Corey McGetty. All you got to do is call them at 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446.
It's your boy Easy. Stay out.
Call him today. Don't be fat.
I hate Jared Goff.
He hates him.
Salary cap, 12%.
Easy hit up Custom Health and stop going to Chili Peppers 10, and now he's next to me on the booth again.
This is what happens.
But we're almost wrapping it up here, but I do want to talk about the Red Wings game real fast because the Red Wings are about to play the San Jose Sharks, which are a very beautiful team, a very beautiful organization. They're struggling this year. Bertuzzi not playing in this one, still dealing with the injury, might be getting traded. We'll see what goes on there. Rasmussen has been moved up. He's going to be playing winger next to Dylan Larkin alongside our boy Lucas Raymond on the top line, so I'd like to see how that goes. But the biggest thing for me is just another look at Erik Karlsson, who I've been talking about. The Red Wings should pursue Erik Karlsson. The Red Wings should trade for a guy like Erik Karlsson, and hopefully they have the Larkin deal done and don't got to worry about that anymore. But this is a very winnable matchup for the Red Wings for sure. And I want them to go. Sorry, I was thinking I could do it like normally, but this is how I talk about hockey anyways.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Just don't come to me.
Yeah,
I ain't got much to say about hockey.
That's how I talk about hockey.
I love the Red Wings. Go Red Wings.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about this team to really give you great insight.
Yeah.
I know D-Mac tells me to trust the Yzer plan, so you know what I do? I trust the Yzer plan.
I would listen to D-Mac, but it's, like I said, this is a very winnable matchup for the Red Wings. The Sharks are a very weak team. The Red Wings have been playing great defensively, even though some might not like to admit that the past couple games. They played great defensively against Philadelphia, but they need to put some goals in the back of the net. They need to score. And what I like about Rasmussen being moved up to the top line, not only does it bring size to that line to put him with Larkin and Raymond, but he brings an energy out there. When he's on the ice, he's battling for pucks. He's getting to the back of the net, making sure people know where he's at on the ice, and he kind of breathes energy in every line he's put up in. So him getting the nod with Burt being out to be on the top line is very... I thought it was a very good move by Coach Lalonde, and I think it's going to pay off. I see the Red Wings winning this game 3-1. I think they're going to have a good game. I think they're going to go out there and take care of the Sharks because the Sharks suck.
Well, they got to win this game to protect that home winning record. They're 11-10 there right now, man.
Need that.
They got to stay above 500 at home
for sure. That's a good hockey teams win their home games.
Yep.
And that's what you want to keep seeing.
Yeah, 100% on the home, 50% on the road. That should be your goal at all times in any sport, really.
Yeah. And that's something the Red Wings are striving for. Obviously, they're not there yet. There hasn't been any updates in the Dylan Larkin situation. The team and Dylan Larkin are still on different sides of that border. Larkin wants $9 million. The team doesn't want to go over $8 million on his extension, but it's going to get done. I have the utmost faith that it's going to get done. They'll probably meet in the middle.
According to your source,
yeah, my source is right there. See it. That's the only source you need. It's going to get done according to my source. So I see them settling around 8.25. 8.25, maybe 8.5, and then Larkin will be there for a while. They're looking at an 8-year deal. Nothing crazy like the 13-year deal that Zetterberg signed when he was instilled into Detroit Red Wings lore forever. I remember the paper. It said Forever Z. It was like Zetterberg Inc.'s 13-year
But those are the guys you lock up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Datsuks, the Zetterbergs, like those. You need those players. And we were having a conversation earlier. You were saying Larkin isn't quite the top-tier guy.
Yeah.
the Red Wings still need that next level.
Yes, for sure. They need that 50-goal scorer. They need a guy that can go out there and put the puck in the back of the net. And unfortunately, Dylan Larkin isn't that. But you look at it around the league, and that's what happens. Your best guy, your best top goal scorer, that's the guy you give $11, $12 million to. Your secondary guy, you give him $8.5, $9, and that's what you're looking at with Larkin. You're going to give Larkin that $8 million, $9 million deal, and then when somebody comes along, whether it be Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, whoever you're trying to throw a bag at, you give them the $12 million deal, you bring them here, they score you 50 goals, you win a Stanley Cup. So that is what it's building. Dylan Larkin will be the 2C on a Stanley Cup contender, but I just want him to get the deal done because I love Larks and I want to see him here for a long time. But that'll do it for us today. Stick, I appreciate you for filling in, man. You're the GOAT for that. Tell Woody I'm sorry I kept you away from him for so long.
I know, man. Woody's like, dude, where's Dad? Yeah, like, it's 7 o'clock. We're normally on the couch, high as hell right now. Like,
that's my guy. Don't worry, Woody. He's coming home soon. But we appreciate you all for joining us live on WoodwardSports.com. For the one man to my left, Sam Stick Day. For Chris Platty in the TD booth, JB Smooth on the ones and twos. I am Spencer Exter. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.